Welcome. So I'm Bree. This is Yoga with Bree, and we're going to do a 15-minute hip opening sequence. So this is going to be gentle, yet you will get some movement and some difficulty in here. So just do as your body feels. I will talk through modifications. If all else, just get out of the pose if it's not working for you. But I do have props and stuff that we'll use. So to get us started, if you just want to close your eyes and really focus on your breath, wherever that breath is, no judgment. Slowing it down. And then bring your head down. We'll start with some neck circles, so circle it around. Do it as slow as you can. We want to be very gentle with our cervical spine. And then come all the way back. We'll do 2 rolls. And then we'll switch to the other side. Just getting our neck warmed up here. Being kind, don't go too fast. All right, bring head back to center. Take your left hand over your right ear and just pull a little. Again, be mindful to your body. I don't want you to crank your head over, but just a nice light stretch of the neck. And then bring your hand down, other side, palm to ear. Just give yourself a nice, gentle stretch. Breathing through it. Bring your hand down, head to neutral, hands down to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up, overhead. Stop here. Take your right hand down to the floor. Left arm stretches up and stretch over. Think about maybe being a dancer in this pose. Also keeping your shoulders square, so like you're in between 2 panes of glass. Stretch over a little more and then bring both hands back up. Other hand down, stretching up on the right side and over. Breathing through. Bring your arms back up, hands on your knees. And then we're going to take opposite hand to opposite knee. So left hand, right knee. Right hand goes behind you like a kickstand. Stretching up nice and tall and then twisting to the left or the right side. Inhale, twist a little further. Exhale, come back to center. We'll twist the other side. Stretching up nice and tall, giving that back hand like a kickstand, and twisting over to the left. Twist a little more, and come back to center. Inhale, arms up, overhead. then fold forward, nice and slow. I can feel that in my lower back. If you can, I want you to stretch your arms out as far as you can. Get a nice hip stretch, nice arm stretch. Neck will be stretched too. Let your head just fall forward. Walking your hands back up to sit. Bring your hands behind you, opening up the chest, stretching out your arms. So you're going to clasp your hands. This is what it should look like. And then I want you to fold forward. And now here you can keep your arms where they are, or if you can bring them up over your head, you can do that. Whatever works. And then sit back up. All right. Now I want you to take your right leg out in front of you, or to the side, excuse me. Left leg. So we've got left leg out, right foot to thigh. Stretching up tall, folding, and then bringing yourself to face that leg, and then fold forward. And now here, if you can't touch your toes, just wherever your hands will lie, but wherever they're lying, I want you to pull yourself forward. So if you can touch your toes, right, I want you to pull yourself. Gives a nice stretch underneath the knee, in the back. You're tractioning the back because you're lengthening the back as you're pulling. And walk your hands up. And then we'll do the other side. So sitting up on your sit bones, if you can feel like the bones in your butt, you can move your meat over to the side and you'll be able to feel that. But you want to sit up, stretch up tall, face towards your outstretched leg, and fold forward. And again, you want to pull, traction your back. And then walk your hands up. And then let's bring our feet in. And touching each other, bringing your hips open, your knees down, wherever they go. And clasp your hands around your feet. Sit up tall. Push your knees down, opening up those hips. Fold forward if you can. And if you want a little bit more of a stretch, release your hands and walk them forward. All right, when you're ready, walk your feet back. And then get into a squat. So however that looks for you, You are on your toes. And if you can open up your feet a little bit wider, you can have both feet touch the ground. If not, that just means you got to work on this pose. And if you can sit up or sit back, pushing your knees out. You can also use a block in this one as well to get your feet down to the floor. So you go ahead and sit on the block. Bringing your elbows to push the knees out for more hip opening. It's really good if you've been sitting in a chair all day. Opens up the hips, gives a little bit more mobility to the hip joints, inner, outer. And then from here, I want you to turn towards the right side. And then your hands at the front of the mat. Bring your foot out just a little bit more. And then you can bring your knee down. And from here, I want you to either grab a block. You could grab another rolled up mat if that works for you. You could grab, I've got just a couch pillow here. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you move this front leg, kind of shimmy it over to the inside of your mat, and then bring your knee down. And as you bring your knee down, your hip's going to go down. And if you don't have a lot of mobility, you'll want something to prop up your hip. So bringing your knee down, putting that prop right here in that hole, and then you want to work your back leg back while releasing yourself on that prop. So I've used a block. Could have used, we've got bolsters. I don't have my bolster right now, but I've got my mat. I've got my nice trusty couch pillow there. And then go ahead and fold forward. One more breath. And then bring your palms up, and you can scoot your knee back and bring your hip off of the block. Whew. And bringing your foot out. And bring your leg up. So we're at a low lunge here. And then bring your hands down. I want you to bring that front leg back. So you're in a downward facing dog. And then bring that opposite foot forward. Knee down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Again, taking that prop. So I can show you what it would look like with this pillow, right? Put it in between. You want to walk that front foot over to the inside of the mat. Bring your knee down and put that prop underneath your hip. And then shimmy that back foot back to where it feels comfortable to you. connected with your breath. And then you can stay here if you'd like, or I prefer to rest, at least in this class. We'll get a rest in, so bring your head down. You can rest it on your hands, you can rest it on the mat. Giving your hips some more opening. One more breath, and walk yourself back up. See if you can bring that knee, that back knee, back up. And get on that front leg. There we go. Bring yourself back into a low lunge. And push your heel back so you get a nice stretch in the calves. And then if you can bring your front foot to the top of the mat, or your back foot, to the top of the mat. And from here, I want you to roll up slowly. Standing in mountain pose. Getting nice and reset, feeling those hips, and then arms up overhead, and at the same time I want you to sit down in a chair. Hold it here for 2 breaths, and then I want you to come back up, hands to heart center, and then sit in the chair. Sit in that chair, push your butt back. 2 breaths. And bring yourself back up, hands to heart center. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, arms up, sit back. Hands to heart center. Hips straight, knees straight. One more time. Sitting down in that chair, bringing your hands up, sitting back even deeper, and hands up. Nice, nice. All right, walking your feet out. I would say a little bit more than shoulder width distance. Bringing your feet out. I would say like the 9 and 3 on a clock, right? And go ahead and bend down, bend into those hips. Oh, this is called goddess pose. Hands to heart center. Hold it for 2 breaths. And we're going to come up and hands out. And then again, hands together. Sit down in that goddess. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. And then come up. Yes. Come on, 2 more. You got it. Woo, hands down. Knees open. Hips open. And then out and up. 1 more, 1 more. So bending into the knees. Opening up the hips, activating those thighs, hands to heart center. And we can bring it up. And then we can come back down to the floor just to get our last stretches in. So stretching up tall with one leg out, other leg, foot hits that thigh, stretching up tall, facing the outstretched leg and folding forward. Giving your legs a little more love, giving your lower back some love. Wherever your hands are, I want you to pull yourself down. Get your head closer to your knee, but keeping that knee straight so you can get a nice stretch. Then walking the feet back up. Other side. Stretching up tall, and then facing that outstretched leg, folding forward. And again, wherever your hands are, I want you to pull yourself towards that foot. Pull yourself towards that knee. Get a nice, good stretch in the back of your knees and your lower back. Come back up. And then legs together. And here it's easy if you kind of roll back and forth on your seat and kind of move the meat of your muscles around. You can feel that sit bones stretching up tall, flexing your feet, folding forward. And wherever your hands are, go ahead and pull yourself. You can take your 2 peace fingers around your toes and pull. You can have your hands by your ankles and pull. Just pull your feet closer to your toes. Pull your head closer to your toes. Your feet are already in your toes. All right, walk yourself back up. Final pose, Savasana. So get comfortable. Roll all the way down. And here, if you've got a blanket, you can put a blanket under your head. You can put a pillow under your head. You can put a blanket over you. This is the final pose. It integrates everything that we've done today. And so if you feel like you need a little bit more, all right, to stretch the hips, you can do that. If you feel like you want to roll tucked in with your knees, but just if you feel like you need just a little bit more movement, just do that for the next few breaths. And anybody who doesn't feel like they need more movement, just stay laying down. And then the movement people, now it's time to rest in Savasana. So you just did a nice gentle hip opening sequence. It gets you some mobility in your hips, in your thighs, in your feet. So stay here as long as you can, as you deserve it. Thank you for joining me. My name is Bree, and I'll see you in the next video.